What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, giving you that raw content that you deservedly need, representing that New Media Nation United, joined by the OG of New Media, Coach Joe. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, what's happening, DJ? How you doing, my brother? I'm doing wonderful. Another opportunity to be a DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, man. Nation United, New Media. Another opportunity to see the product of the NBA and to be here with my brother. Woo wee, man. It's a lot of great games on right now. We got a lot to talk about and look at. So I'm fired up, DJ.
Yeah, I'm fired up too. The reserves came out for the East and West. Let me read these. So for the Western reserves, Chris Paul, Paul George, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis. And of course, someone will fill in for Anthony Davis. Eastern Conference, James Harden, Julius Randle, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Shout out to Jaylen Brown. He deserves to be in. Zach LaVine, Ben Simmons, and Nikola Vucevic from the Magic. So, Coach,
wow,
what do you think about that? The All-Star reserves. You think they got it right?
Wow, this is from what I'm actually blown away. In a way.
Why is that?
Because I think this is because this vote here is from the coaches, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay. They actually picked the players who were actually playing the best. I can't believe it.
Well, they missed out on Devin Booker, though.
Yeah, but Devin Booker to me is a little bit down.
Oh.
No, let me say this way. I don't mean that. To me, adding Chris Paul made Devin's game a little bit less, made it a little uneven. Because clearly you got to make an adjustment when you're playing with Chris Paul.
Right.
Okay. And so I think that adjustment has made him look a little less like he normally looks. Or like he normally looked prior to this year. That's kind of what I mean. Because when I look at the West and I see the guards that were picked, Donovan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damian, right?
Yep.
He ain't playing better than them two. You know, to me, he ain't playing better than them. So, he's one of them. He would have replaced one of them. And I don't think that I would have picked taken one of them off for him.
Yeah, he would have to gone over Chris Paul, and that would be hard to do. Chris Paul has changed the culture of the Phoenix Suns. Got to give Chris Paul his respect. See, the problem is, Coach, a lot of people are stat watchers. And just because somebody is good, they're pretty much saying that since Devin Booker's putting up all the points, he should be in over Chris Paul. I disagree with that. Yes, Devin Booker's talented, but I'm looking at the Western roster. Where are you going to put Devin Booker over?
What's problematic, and that's the reason why I said this, DJ, that I was shocked. Because picking Chris Paul over Devin Booker, two players are not coming off that Phoenix team. Okay, I'm shocked at two players. We'll talk about the East in a second, but two players coming off of that Phoenix team. Where are they in? About fourth place right now?
Yes.
Yeah. So, no, two players have to come off a Laker team, a Clipper team, a Utah team because they're in first place. And you're talking about two. When you talk about picking Donovan Mitchell, the second one, you're talking about picking a dude who is elite level basket protector in the league. Okay, and he is the anchor to that defense that is crushing people right now. So he had to go. So you can't so that's why I said I was shocked because I would have thought they would have went with the sexier pick in Devin Booker over Chris Paul. When the truth of the matter is, those that are watching those games, like me, I've seen them. I know that Chris Paul is the difference.
He definitely is, coach. And the coaches, they actually did this one right. And again, I still believe Devin Booker can find a way to be an all-star reserve. Because Anthony Davis will not be playing. But you know what's the kicker? And I would never believe this, that LaMelo never had more than 200,000 votes.
200,000 votes.
I know he had more than that.
Hey, wait a minute, DJ. That can't be true in my mind because I voted for him at least 100,000.
Coach, everybody and their mama was voting for him.
Heck yeah, but you know what? The NBA sending Woj out to me to go on the major network and to basically let the world know that the NBA thinks the world of Melo Ball was enough for me. I knew that they would not. I mean, think about it. If Melo made the All-Star team, if he was voted in the All-Star team, do you realize what tremors that would do to this league right now?
He'll do a lot of good stuff, man. Marketing, promotion.
Well, yes, but I'm talking about the league, the players.
Right.
I'm talking about them.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
I mean, you look. I think you saw the same. I think you saw that debate between Gilbert and Nick Young, right?
Yeah,
I
I saw
know
that.
you saw it. So you saw them dudes, and then them dudes are used to turning up, and you saw how gently they were debating that subject. Okay, Nick Young and Gilbert are known to say whatever come to their head. And they were being very measured in how they were debating that amongst each other. It was almost an agree to disagree, almost to me. And that reflects to me the players. They were reflecting the players. And if Melo had gotten all them votes, man, not only would it upset them, it would upset the balance of the NBA because remember, there are a lot of people who think there are a lot of players that are right now jockeying for the next couple years that LeBron gonna be gone, and it's gonna be their turn. And Melo's just getting here. Oh, I would love it, but woo,
Man, it's gonna be something to see. Shout out to A Payne, the Savage. He said, "What's up, new media brothers? I've been gone for a minute, but I need you guys to show my Wizards some love. They're on a 5-game winning streak. Yeah, we see them. About time. They should have been playing like this.
Well, let me say this about the Wizards. I've said to the family a number of times. I'm gonna remind us again. The game of professional sports, in particular the NBA, is a game of that's based on mentality and how you are mentally. It's all about mentally because it's a grind. Okay. If you are a lousy booty team like the Washington Wizards, any gym that you walk into on any given night of most NBA teams, they are not mentally geared up to play you. Okay? Just know that. They're not nobody's checking on putting a check next to that game on their schedule. Okay, and everybody gives the champions, the defending champions, their best because everybody mentally is mostly locked in to play the defending champs because that game means something. Now, what I will say is that about Washington is that they're playing a little better. Russell's playing a little better. Bradley Beal has always played, been on fire the whole year. But in the words of Bradley Beal, I will say what he said about them when he scored 41 in a loss to Boston. When they asked him about the problem with their team, he said, I think it's defense. No, I know it's defense. And right now we couldn't defend a parked car. So if your best players is out here saying that y'all can't defend a parked car, how much attention should one get? And that's as nice as I can be.
Well, coach is on it today. Brett Law says, "Go Raptors, go." I got to give credit to the Raptors. They play very hard. They play for each other. They always find a way. And that's why I never try to take away credit for when they won that championship. Because they did it the right way. And they played as a team. And injuries, it comes with the game. It is what it is. But when Toronto, what'd you say, Coach?
No, nothing. I'm sorry. That was. Go ahead, DJ. Apologize.
Oh, it's all good. When Toronto won, you saw a team that was playing for more than themselves. And I love seeing that type of basketball. I was just looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves game and Bucks game. Remember, me and Coach talked about them firing their coach. It's going to change a lot for Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, in the first half, is only taking 5 shots. He has 3 points, 3 assists. We told y'all that was going to happen. See, Ryan Saunders, even though he's a young coach and he had a losing record, he was building for the future. That's why he would get Anthony Edwards involved. Now you see him with less shot attempts, and I'm not surprised. Coach, what do you think about this new coaching hire that they did and what it means for Anthony Edwards?
I don't know this coach this guy that well. I don't know very much about him other than he came from Toronto and was a part of the G League at one point. But I feel that Flip Saunders was doing what he knew was the right thing to do. And as I watched Minnesota, the times that I have, it didn't look like to me some of the same hating was going on with the vets with Edwards as we have been talked about to a over and over about what we see, the hate that Melo gets. Okay, I didn't see the same. So this new guy coming in, my feeling is that he's probably going to want to get off on a good start, want to show some market improvement in the beginning. So I would imagine that he's going to go with more of a heavy dosage of the ball going through Cat. Okay, and that being what their focus is going to be, and then Beasley getting the second most shots. See, like I've said before on the show, I want to remind everybody is that who gets the shot and how many shots you get a game matters, and it greatly to most teams. And usually it breaks down along money. Who makes the most money, and who has the best contracts. So I'm not surprised to see him not lean at all. And for Edwards to be a little uneven today and less how he has been, because now he see the other veterans, they understand when a new coach came in. I'm glad you brought this up because I read a little bit of an article, something what Cat was saying, and some of the stuff that Cat was saying was really making me upset. I cannot even tell you how upset it was making me. Okay, about this hire and what happened and all of that. Now, I'm going to go into it right now, but I will before we get off the show. I'll get back with that. But so I'm not surprised in the long run to see that. I wanted to say something about Toronto really quickly, and I want to give Masai, the general manager of the Toronto Raptors. I want to give him his flowers and his props. His team is one of the few teams. See, the NBA tried to tell us this was Sam Presti, okay, because of what he did with Russell and Jay and KD and Howard drafting them, okay. But the fact that they didn't do nothing tells you something else. But Masai Ujiri, that dude found Siakam, found that other kid out of the G League, that big one that's in there making a difference in the game. The other one,
Chris Boucher,
and Anunoby. Okay, those three were major finds. Okay, major finds, and I give him major props for that. Okay, so so Toronto, to me, when you take those guys and you put those guys with a free agent Van Fleet, who is I ain't never known a free agent not to be hungry. Okay, and when you get an opportunity, you skilled as a free agent, you know you're gonna come in and do the most, and that's what Van Fleet is doing. And everybody know that Lowry's a dog. Okay, so when you got them two guard dogs guarding a yard at the beginning, and then you got them other long Velociraptors around the doggone perimeter there, them long dudes, man, please, they gonna be real good coming up because they all young as crap.
Yo, Coach, I remember I was having a debate with somebody about big guards and small guards, and they brought up Toronto. But what I was telling them, Toronto is the team that does things right in roster structure, so they can afford to play small guards because Lowry is a dog, like you said. Van Fleet is a dog, but besides that, they have length from the 3, 4, and 5 position that can offset playing a smaller guard unit.
But no, facts, DJ, absolutely. And I've been watching a little bit of the Toronto Philly game. I got them on right now, and what I'm noticing is that the problem they having with Philly is the fact that Embiid is one of them doggone real big ones. You know what I mean? So he just take them little Velociraptors, them little ones, and he just pushing them around all over the floor. They can't do nothing with him because he's a real dinosaur. one of them big ones. So that's the problem they have, is that Philly didn't figure it out because they got Doc that this ball is going through Embiid. Okay, that's what we doing. Okay, and so Embiid is inspired, and so he is just beasting people in this league like it ain't nothing right now.
Yeah, Embiid is that dude. Now, I don't think Embiid's the best player in the NBA, but he's very dominant. And credit to him.
He the most dominant big man right now for sure, physically.
And also, Coach, is it true that James Wiseman is in trade rumors, or is that?
I've been hearing that, and I'm certainly want to keep an eye on the second half of that game that they playing right now because I know he's playing. See, and so I want to see a little bit of what he looks like in terms of his movement and everything. But I would be surprised if they traded James Wiseman. That would shock me. Front offices don't usually assess a situation that quickly, face up to their mistake, and then work to fix it expeditiously. They don't normally do that with a quickness. They usually have to get fired for making stupid mistakes and making dumb draft picks and stuff and dumb free agent moves. So I'm shocked that if they would do that, because that would be admitting that they didn't do their homework and they made a big mistake. Because remember, guys, what we're talking about here, if you hit this and end up getting an NBA player, okay, you get cheap salary for 3 or 4 years. That's huge. That ain't no small thing, especially if you're small market.
Right on. You see that Gordon Hayward didn't make the All-Star team?
Oh, my stars. That was a wish and a prayer and a hope and a dream. Ain't none of them doggone coaches gonna pick that. You got to be kidding me. Because they would have wanted to pick LaMelo.
Right.
And they couldn't. So they wasn't going to pick his band.
Well, they should have advertised LaMelo more, but hey, they wasted all their time trying to have everybody else but LaMelo be an all-star, that they failed to have all-star representation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hope they learn next year.
But you know what? They're satisfied if Melo's in the skills challenge.
Right. Shout out to Ball Facts. He said, "What's up to New Media, man? We good, man. Blessings, my brother. Congratulations to your channel, and thank you for supporting New Media Nation United." Yeah, we just talking about the NBA, everything that's going on. Brett Law says this stream is goated low key, like when there's not 200 people going insane. This episode today is very underrated. We're talking about everything. We're providing gems on a low. So for those who are in this chat, you're getting a lot of good information right now. A lot of good discussions. So I was watching the Mavs and Mavs Celtics game.
Yeah.
It's going to the wire.
Yeah, I want to go back to that because I wanted to see. I was watching a little bit of that, and I was noticing that Bogdanovich was in the game a lot, and he was down there causing havoc with his big old size. I got to say something about him. I've been wanting to say something about him for a while. I'm talking about Dallas Mavericks, Bojan Bogdanovich, the giant. From the movies. I think he was in John Wick too. I think he was in that movie too. This dude to me is unbelievable. I don't think he gets nearly the credit. The fact that he can play in today's NBA with his feet is truly an amazing thing. At his size, to be able to play in the NBA as big as he is, okay, is truly amazing. He's as big as a guy, to me, bigger than a player that used to play back in the day. He just came in on. I just turned it to him. There you go. He come, Bogdan. Mark Eaton. They used to play for Utah back in the day, and Mark Eaton was 7'4", and Mark Eaton couldn't play in today's game. He just was he just was not athletic enough. So to see Bojan out here playing and running up and down the floor, and teams not trying, exploit him. Teams exploit slow feet in the pick and roll, and they don't exploit him the way that he should be exploited. And I'm amazed at that. And then he just came in playing with a guy like Doncic. Comes in the game here just 66-69. Boston's beating them. They need a basket. What Doncic do? Go right in, draw two, go into Bogdanovich, and he dunks the ball on his tiptoes. and he just blocked on Boston's possession. He just blocked whoever that I think it might have been the rookie, the kid from Oregon, just blocked his shot.
And shout out to Mr. Jones. He said my Celtics are on my list. They playing like cheeks. They need to pick it up. He also says he's happy for Jaylen Brown. I'm very happy for Jaylen Brown. He's deserved this all-star selection. I know Jason Tatum gets the fanfare, but Jaylen Brown is just as important. I like his game. And plus, he's a smart brother.
I feel like I'm high. I'm not a Celtic fan, as I've said on this stream. I'm a Laker fan, so you can't be a Celtic fan if you're a Laker fan.
Right.
But I am a huge fan of those two young lions down there, and so I am very happy that Jaylen and Jason made it. And I have a soft spot in my heart for that Jaylen Brown, because he reminds me of when I've heard him speak and heard him talk and hear how his mind works. He reminds me of a young me in a lot of ways, in terms of how he looks at the world and what he's willing to say and put out there and stuff. So I'm high on this dude and these dudes, and very happy that Jaylen Brown made it. But they are playing like cheeks, and it's not because of them. It's because they have pumped up this their college coach, who is now in the pros, and tried to tell all of us how great he is. And the problem is, you don't win in this league without grown-ass men.
Right.
I will say that again. You don't win in this league without grown-ass men. So don't be thinking that you're gonna skirt, you're gonna mitigate, you're gonna cut the line because you got some hot shot coach from college, okay, and he's gonna get it done. Not. They don't have enough pieces on that team.
See, Mr. Jones, he came in the chat. He already emptying the clips. He says they don't highlight Jaylen Brown enough because he is dark skinned. Oops, did I go there? A game within a game. The NBA colorism.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna disagree with you. I'm just gonna tell you what I see. I'm not gonna say that's not true. But what I see, since I've been watching them from when they came into the league and watching their progress, in the beginning, I think that they went with Jason Tatum. He was bigger. He came from a more traditional royalty route. Didn't he go to Duke, Carolina, one of them?
You talk about Tatum, right?
Tatum, yeah.
Yeah, he went to Duke. Went
to Duke. Okay, so, and we all know how Duke is revered, and Coach K in the Duke program. So, and it's a lot of Dukes in the league, not a lot of cows where Jaylen Brown came from. Not a lot of University of California guys in the NBA. There's a lot of Duke guys in the NBA. So yes. I know there's extenuating circumstances, and this is what right now to me is the problem, and why we're needed so much, new media. See, because too many things can be lost in translation because we won't clear up this nonsense that's been going on. See, I happen to think that Jaylen Brown uh, his body, his maturity, where he is the reason why he's having the success he's having. I don't really feel like Brad Stevens and the organization was holding him back because he did get his bag from Boston, if I'm not mistaken.
Right
Didn't
on.
he?
Right.
Didn't he get his bag?
Yeah, Jaylen Brown did get his bag.
Okay, so to me, that's where the talking and the conjecture and all the other stuff goes away, because when you get the bag, that's the organization saying this how much we believe in.
One thing about Jaylen Brown, he looks like someone, and you can tell from his press conferences, interviews, he knows more than what he says. But he knows how the NBA works. So he just,
Facts.
he doing what anybody who knows a lot would do. Give him a little nuggets here and there, but keep your conscience clear, keep your core knowledge intact. Smart brother. So shout out to him. Shout out to Saint Meese. Say it to me, boy. That's an inside joke. But yeah, Saint Meese he's been a ultimate day one, man. Saint Meese was there when I was just barely at 50 subs. So shout out to you, man. I know you're busy. You know what I'm talking about too, Saint Meese.
So Saint Meese from the island?
No. No, he from Georgia, but I joke with him because the name is Saint Meese. It sounds like a islander name.
Yeah.
And every time we do these, like we used to do, like I had a show called a Barbershop Sports Talk Show and stuff. We would be inviting people. We'll invite him, and I used to act like a Jamaican and be like, Saint Meese, what's good, boy?
Most don't know what the man talking about, man. The brass clad bloke like
right.
Man, Get out of here, Babylon. Don't play those games with me.
Don't spill my drink, boy.
Brass clad, man. Yeah, coach have to go there sometime.
Jerome Cole says, man, Tracy Morgan is iced out at the Knicks game. I saw it too, man.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. Love it.
They finally got fans at the Knicks game. Thank God.
Well, they don't deserve it because that owner is trash.
Oh, yeah. Dolan.
Trash.
Boy, I think he worse than Jerry Jones.
You might be right.
I got Knicks fans telling me that, so
yeah,
I'm like,
they might be right. No, he ain't. Talk about it. Incompetent. Whew.
Mr. Jones says yes, he got paid. I'm referring to the media not highlighting Jaylen enough. Very smart brother. Yeah, they don't do it. He's not their golden boy, and Jaylen knows this. He don't care. He got his bag. Jaylen's one of those players that, as long as he has the money to provide for his family and he's healthy and he's playing basketball, he could give a damn about if they showing love to him or not. He knows why they're not. But yeah, he's a good brother.
That's why he was on the front lines this summer.
Right.
Yvonne T, I feel you waiting for the book release. Okay.
Oh, boy, waiting on that book. A game with it again. It's gonna have that I could just picture the book cover. Like you doing that not the Malcolm X pose, but like the thinking pose, a game within a game.
Yes.
I'll buy that.
I like that, DJ. Yeah, I like that. That's hot. I like that.
The game within the game, inside the culture of basketball. Talk about everything. St. Me said, love it. Well, I love this show today. We've been here for 30 something minutes and I'm enjoying every second of this show. Thank you guys for being here today. Shout out to the day ones who support all the streams. I thank you so much. Mr. Jones says, is Halliburton, he says Halliburton busting Kyrie's ass on the court? Yes, he is. The last time I checked, he had 18.
Halliburton?
Yeah.
What?
They don't read the scouting report on him. I don't know why they keep him open. They leave him open for threes.
Wait, don't you just hit a deep wet? Oh my God. But let's keep it real. That Kyrie is not a nice dude. That dude can move. Oh my God. Okay, so
I go out on a limb and say this, Coach. Kyrie has the best handles I've ever seen in my life.
And that's saying a lot. Because there are a lot of dudes with handles in this league.
Yo, Coach, your volume's kind of iffy right now.
Oh, dang. Okay, let me come out and come back.
All right.
Okay.
Man, Halliburton got 22 points. Yo, Coach, Halliburton got 22 points already.
Hey, what quarter they in, DJ?
They're in the fourth quarter 10 minutes ago. Man, Halliburton may get 30 plus.
Let me go to there. That to me that depends on if Fox is in the game, if Fox is cooking, and if Buddy Hyde, if they go into Buddy Hyde as well.
Buddy Hyde. Well, Buddy Hield needs to hide.
I mean Buddy Hield, yeah.
Well, yeah. No, I was joking.
Yeah.
The way he hasn't been showing up lately.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Brett Law says.
Wait, you said Sacramento's in the fourth, they're in the second quarter.
No, they're in the fourth. I'm looking at it now.
Oh, they tripping. Okay,
it's 103.98.
Yeah, they tripping. They didn't update the thing on League Pass. Okay. Yeah, all right, here we go. Yeah, so Fox in the game, Barnes in the game. Okay.
Barnes hit another three.
Yeah, Barnes just made a 2-2, just took him to the basket. Oh yeah, I wanted to watch. Yeah, this ought to be okay. Yeah, here we go. See, I could see Sacramento beating the Brooklyn tonight. I could see them pulling it out. Oh no, they back at home. Excuse me. I'm sorry. No, I can't. They're back at home.
Joe Harris hit a three. Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, I thought they were in Sacramento. No, they got no shot at winning this game.
I gotta admit, Brooklyn has been impressing me. They've been playing without KD. And they're on a win streak and they're taking care of business. Now, the question is, are they going to be able to play this type of style when KD comes back? Are they going to be ball hungry and wanting to get their touches instead of playing team basketball? That's the question that needs to be answered.
Without a doubt. I will say, wow, what is the chance of that going in? Whoa, right back through the basket. Hit the top of the basket and bounce right back in the basket. Holy cow. I think it's out of bounds if it hits the top though. If it bounces on the top of the backboard, it's out of bounds. Nice three by Fox. I think that the key to the Nets being winning anything and being successful is James Harden and his ability to his desire and his need to facilitate more than score. See,
Spot on.
Kyrie done already told him that he's the point guard and Kyrie's the two. So I mean, I see this. There's a kid playing for Brooklyn. I ain't never seen. He got blonde hair.
He's a white kid.
No, your brother in the middle. And I thought, I wonder what he got him for. Because I knew
you talking about? Oh, they've been having him. Nick Claxton.
Is that who that is?
Yeah, he played in the G League for a couple of times. They stashed him in the G League.
Oh, okay.
He's almost 7 foot. He's a long player. He could block shots.
Okay. Fox just hit another three. A 1 point game, 107-106. They're going at it, baby. I like Corey Joseph, man, as a backup. I love that dude as a backup.
Man, I wish LaMelo would have had a backup like this.
Who you telling, man?
He just plays his role. He doesn't get in the way. That's why he keeps getting a job.
Yep. Professional. And I'm gonna tell you too, I like this Holmes kid too, what I've seen of him. I ain't seen enough of him to give him a stamp yet, but I like what I've seen out of him.
You know what's good about Holmes? He knows his skill level. He's not gonna go out of his way. He's gonna hustle. And these are the brothers that get paid. They think getting paid is just trying to force yourself to be a superstar. You're not gonna look at Malik Monk. Malik Monk was feeling like he's a superstar, taking dumb shots all game, and that's why nobody wants to trade for him.
And you know that Borrego praised him in the press conference with his shot selection and his aggressiveness.
I saw that. That was stupid.
You know what's interesting to me, man? And next time we have, if we have one of the 3-point brothers from the conversion in here, I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask one of them. I do not understand the logic and the reason and how absurd this is. Melo led them in scoring last night. Okay? And he had 7 rebounds, and he had 3 or 4 assists, and he had 3 steals. You saw the press conference like I did. Not one question about Melo. And of course, he doesn't say not one goddamn thing about Melo, the leading scorer in the game.
Can't stand this coach, man.
This is ridiculous. I mean, I have never ever in my life, I've seen so many press conferences. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of them. I have never heard a coach come to the doggone press conference at the end of a freaking game and not mention the leading scorer of your damn team for the night. What the hell is this shit?
This coach, man, I usually give coaches a chance, but James Borrego is a selfish motherfucker, man. Excuse my language. He's selfish, man. He has a power trip.
I mean, this dude is pubbing Monk at the god dog on the god doggone game, and we watched that damn game. We saw Monk looking people off and only trying to get his shot. He praised Gordon. We saw Gordon disappear in the goddamn game and couldn't find him like you can't find Waldo. This mess is ridiculous, and the media is capitulating as if they're trying to say, we just can't talk about Melo. Okay, don't talk about him if he didn't do nothing. But if he led your team in scoring on the night, on the road, against the best team with the best team, how do you not mention his name one time in the goddamn press conference?
Talk to him, coach.
Man, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, a bunch of bullshit. I went out there. I was wanting to hear what he had to say about LaMelo's performance since he was the player of the game. But he seemed like he forgot that LaMelo contributed to trying to do something, trying to win. He mentioned other players who were taking bad shots, didn't show up, like you said. This coach, James Borrego, has an agenda. He's trying to talk about LaMelo less because he doesn't like talking about him in a good way. Remember, He thought before the draft LaMelo was some spoiled brat. And to make it all crazy, he pointed out, I never expected him to be this, humble. And of course, he's always been that way. But like everybody else, Coach JB was listening to old media. And shout out to Yvonne T for the $5 super chat to help grow the nation. Says cash rules everything around cream. Get the money, dollar bill, y'all. Shout out to that Wu-Tang verse.
Shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan. Thank you, Yvonne. Appreciate you, fam.
It's disrespectful, Coach. If Devontae Graham did that, he would have been praising him all through the freaking press conference.
He said again in that press conference, again, we missed that kid. We missed that kid. Again. See, DJ, I can accept, even though I may not like, them ignoring Melo's contributions when he contributes so much to this team when he plays. Okay. But the bottom line is when he's leading your team in scoring, okay, you can't win a basketball game in the NBA on no goddamn team if you don't score no points. So you ignore the guy who scores the most for you? That's blatant.
Disrespectful. We told y'all about JB, man, and that Popovich tree. And Greg Popovich, he did the same thing with Tim Duncan. Now, I know you folks are going to be like, no, he treated Tim well. But Greg Popovich treated Tim Duncan like another player. And some will say, hey, that's fair coaching. No, it's not. Because when you know you have that dude, that star, the face of your franchise, when you know you have that guy, you try to acquiesce to him. Make sure you build your team around the high draft pick. That's what you do. This coach is a narcissist. I don't care who tells me otherwise. He's a narcissist. And I just don't like the guy. I don't read any good energy from James Borrego. It's always a damn agenda. It's always it's about this player, that player. And it irked me. He talked about Devontae Graham. Devontae Graham didn't even play last night. Didn't even play. Devontae Graham didn't even play. And this dumbass coach bringing up, well, we could have used Devontae. You're not beating the number 1 seed Utah Jazz with Devontae. Who you think he is, James Harden? The nerve of this coach. And what's bad enough, this coach had the worst technical in NBA history. He had 6 players on the court at the same time. Who does that? This is something that you should learn in middle school. Coach, what are you going to say?
Oh, nothing. Nothing. Go ahead, DJ. You cooking, brother. You are cooking.
Oh, man. James Cole says Popovich had good players. Look at the Spurs now. They ain't the same without Tim Duncan, I'll tell you that. Really, they ain't the same without Kawhi. Because even without Tim Duncan, they were really good. I actually gave the Kevin Durant Warriors a run for their money until Kawhi got injured. But he couldn't even keep Kawhi happy.
Look, let me tell you. Let me say something, DJ, on this pop thing. Okay, so we can stop freaking we can cut out the remixing of this and the and the the propaganda of this nonsense. Okay, I'm not saying Popovich can't coach. Okay, so anybody that wants that takes getting that impression or taking that, I'm not saying that. This is what I'm saying. If you look at the players that he built his name off of, these players came to him ready-made. Don't talk crap to me. David Robinson was a Navy officer. You think he needed Popovich to tell him how to be professional, how to do his job, how to come to work on time, what to do? He didn't. Tony Parker's daddy was a former player, raised him to be a player. Tim Duncan came from the Bahamas, was a swimmer. Anybody that knows anything about swimming knows that if you grow up as a swimmer, you have to have an extreme discipline in order to be successful at swimming. And practice under conditions that you don't like. Cold in the morning, water cold. These dudes came out of disciplinarian houses and programs. Popovich didn't teach them the essentials that you need in order to win a championship and multiple championships. It was already in them dudes when they got there. So I wish people would stop trying to give him credit for doing something that he didn't do.
Yeah, all they needed was Tim Duncan to solidify that Spurs front court. That's all they were missing. And then it helped for Michael Jordan to retire and the Bulls to disband for them to win in '99. Don't forget the lockout year.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they won the championship, but there were other factors.
Well, but it also matters what kind of players you get.
Right.
Okay, you know, you just can't win with anybody.
You can't. It's a man's game, and if you don't show up and produce, you won't last for a long time. The Spurs, they always had gritty players mixed with skill. For every Tony Parker they had a Bruce Bowen. For every Tim Duncan, they had a David Robinson alongside. For every Ginobili, they had a Steven Jackson once upon a time.
Facts.
If you can't win with that roster, I don't know what else you can win with. That was a ready-made roster. Tony Parker, coach, you think he's a Hall of Famer, right? When a couple years from now?
Yes.
And I'm sure Ginobili would get in with his numbers.
I mean, them dudes were, you know, they were just, you know, guys that came from amazing, you know, backgrounds and stability and stuff, and hugely talented. Hugely talented. Remember, Duncan was the first player picked. Robinson was the first player picked.
Coach, people forget that Greg Popovich coached pre Tim Duncan.
That's right. That's right.
They forget about that. And he was good. He wasn't what he was without Tim Duncan.
Without a doubt.
I remember when my pops was alive, and we from H Town, and we always hear from Spurs fans they worship Greg Popovich. It's crazy. I remember a Spurs fan we was talking about sports, man. This Spurs fan was talking about how Greg Popovich can make any good team. And my pops was saying, wait a minute, the Spurs have future Hall of Famers. Not a word was said after. The Spurs always had top-notch rosters with that. They had players that would take less so they could add more players, kind of like how the Patriots do. Because they've been institutionalized that their coach is their father.
And the organization is their family, and they must sacrifice for it.
Right. Look how synchronized they were when they was dissing Kawhi Leonard. Saying, oh, if it was me in this situation, I would have played. But some people are not built like that. They said that about Kawhi Leonard.
Tony Parker actually fixed his mouth and said that he had the same injury and he don't understand why he could still be hurt. Wow.
In another man's business.
His body at that.
And when Tony Parker said that bull crap, I was saying to myself, who are you to tell another man how he feels if he's hurt or not? That's his body. But I get it. Their players are brainwashed. Coach Popovich is their daddy.
Facts.
And a reason why he got along with Tim Duncan is one of those players. I want to be left alone and just play basketball. I don't want to talk about this going on around the world. I don't want to do that. I just want to be silent. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Facts.
See, a player like Jaylen Brown, he could play for no Popovich. Not because he's not a good player. He's a great player. It's just he's too real. He would do the same thing like Kawhi. Y'all better trade me. They ain't about to brainwash me.
See, Kawhi's situation was a little bit different in the sense that he had his uncle who was representing him, who used to be a bank president. So he didn't play that now. He didn't have nobody that was not in his corner who understood everything that they was talking about.
Right.
And they didn't like that.
Aunt Learn says threw him under the bus. Yes, they did, man. Disrespectful. You know how we say there's certain players that have no ethics? There's coaches and organizations who don't have the ethics. When they're mad, when they're pissed off, they'll let you know. And they always use politics as a game to psychoanalyze. Like the time when Greg Popovich wouldn't send Kawhi to the Lakers. I bet Greg Popovich was laughing, saying, shoot, the Lakers ain't going to be winning anytime soon. You know what happened? It backfired. Angel Lopez says Greg Popovich dislikes LeVar Ball. Of course.
DJ, I just wanted to chime in that Saddiq Bey got 30 again tonight.
Rookie.
The rookie from Detroit. This is his second game of over 30, or at least 30. Wow.
Coach, I have to say this, man. And for those in the comment that's listening, y'all know I've been saying the Pelicans needed to get Saddiq Bey. I said, do not pass on this young man from Villanova. I seen enough film on him. I said he would have helped the problems with the Pelicans. They didn't want to listen. Because here's what happens if they would have drafted Sadiq Bey, coach. You can put BI at the 2 and put him at the 3.
Mm-hmm.
They have a longer, better lineup for defense.
Mm-hmm.
But the Pelicans and David Griffin, they don't know what they're doing. They already messed up on the Zion draft. They had the Zion pick right. But after that, the draft was shitty. The most overrated GM in the NBA right now, David Griffin. Yvonne T says, never trust the slave master. Absolutely. Bartrand says, Pop hates LeVar, yet he is darling of social justice. Get the fuck out of here. Yep, wolf in sheep's clothing. Another Mark Cuban.
You know, Popovich to me is, and Cuban and all of them, they what Dr. King just warned us against. He said, watch out for these so-called moderates. These people who tell you to slow down, to tell you to it's not as bad as you think. We got to take our time. Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, pump your brakes. You know, all that stuff. You know, because what they really stand for is the same old thing happening and nothing changing. They just for the same old, same old. They want the system that the way it is in place to stay exactly as it is.
The fence gatekeepers, I call it.
Mm-hmm.
Right in the middle. Don't want to rub no feathers, but say just what they need to say to keep things at ease.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they're doing. I don't want to hear ish about no Greg Popovich. He's a good white man. He talks about social justice. He talks about Trump. I mean, everybody does that. That's not impressive. But got the nerve to hate on a brother like LeVar Ball, who's not a yes man. Yeah, I got to pay attention to some of these owners and coaches, man. They literally reveal themselves without even trying to. Right, Yvonne T, the status quo. Look at the difference between Greg Popovich and Scott Brooks. Scott Brooks had an interview, a post-game interview, when they lost to the Hornets. He said, I wish I had a father like LeVar. He said his father was never around. That's honesty.
Truth and facts.
And what did I tell you about the Wizards? The Wizards' problem was never the coach. It was all about on-court chemistry. Now they're on a 5-game winning streak. Bartrand says LeBron made Griffin. That is true.
Without a doubt. Facts. Facts.
Uncle Vern, shout out to Uncle Vern. He said North Carolina putting up with that bullshit.
But of course they are.
Angel,
they believe in all that ish.
Angel Lopez says David Griffin screwed up on the 2019 draft. The Pelicans could have selected Cam Reddish, Bobo in the second round, of course, with Zion in the draft. Boy. We was talking about that before the draft. And I said, why in the hell would you trade out of the fourth? You could have got Cam Reddish. And you see what happened now. They took an overrated player in Jackson Hayes. I have nothing against Jackson Hayes, but that was a reach. It was a reach. And something that the Pelicans didn't. If they were going to get a big in that draft, he would have to be a sure thing. Jackson Hayes was a project.
Facts.
And they barely play him. So they paying this rookie, not a rookie, a second-year player in Jackson Hayes all this money because he's a top 10 pick to sit on a bench. That's bad organizations doing bad shit and not analyzing prospects.
Certainly not getting the best out of your investment. I mean, if you take a kid in the top 10, that's a high pick. You realize, oh my God, he hit that. That's a high. Oh my stars! Kimber just hit a deep three. I think it was a 3 and 1 too. 4-point play. Boston and is making a run on Dallas, trying to come back at him. Oh yeah, he was behind the 3-point line too. Brunson shouldn't have fouled him. Yeah, they go ahead, DJ. I ain't gonna keep on that.
Yeah, let's see.
But Sadiq Bey is bad.
That's a bad boy, man. Sadiq Bey's he has it, man. I see it. He's gonna be one of those players like, man, how in the hell we didn't get him? You know they're gonna be saying that. Pelicans.
Hey, check this out. Boston was just down 11 or 12 with about 4 minutes to go in the game. It's a 4-point game right now with 2 minutes and something to go. Tatum didn't hit a big three, just hit a big three. Kimber just made a 4-point play. Dallas is coming apart at the seams.
Oh boy.
It's always funny to me, man, when teams get run down, and especially when they get run down in their own gym. You know, it's funny to me because I can just see them tightening up. I can just see the players, running from the ball, if you will. Don't throw it to me.
So the coach, the Sacramento Kings lost again to Brooklyn.
Oh yeah. Well, they on the road. They're not gonna beat Brooklyn on the road.
Yeah, they're 12-19 overall, the Kings. And it looks like Luke Walton, if he doesn't fix this, he could be fired.
Well, Sacramento doesn't have that higher expectations. They don't. Didn't they fire their general? Didn't Vlade step down as well?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't. They not. I don't think that there's any external pressure, organization wise or from the fan base, because they between the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. If you're a Sacramento, if you like basketball and the Sacramento Kings stink, well, you can just watch the Warriors, the Lakers, or the Clippers.
You know the worst thing to the worst thing the Kings ever did was fire Dave Yeager. Dave Yeager. They didn't make the playoffs, but they were like 35 and something, 40 something. Like they were trending up, and then they fired him.
Kimber just hit another 1-point game. Sorry, DJ.
Oh yeah, no, you good.
103, 104 with a minute and 40 something to go. Doncic, Tatum D'd him up the last play. Oh my God! Now they shoot down. Now Dallas shooting air balls. Oh my God! I told you, man. Woo! Ain't nothing like when a team can run down in their gym when that momentum switch. When that momentum switch, sometimes you just at the mercy of it, man. You can't do nothing about it. And when teams realize that, there's nothing to me that's funnier and more pure than that, boy. When you in the headlights, when you know, damn.
Billy Austin Jr. says Villanova turns out good guards. That's true. They produce guards that are reliable. Jalen Brunson, he's a player that plays for the Mavs, a player that will play a long time because he knows his role, just like Josh Hart. People who know their role. Kyle Lowry, he knows his role. I've always had respect for Villanova. They may not get a 5-star all the time, but they know how to coach and develop. The Pistons won again. Man, they are this brother Sadiq Bey, man.
And remember, family, this was the team that LiAngelo had a chance to make. And they took the reason they didn't keep him was one of the reasons is Sadiq Bey and Sky, what's that kid's name? He used to play for the Lakers.
Sweet Mikhailo, the
yeah,
automatic shooter.
Exactly right, a shooter. And he's taller than a little taller than LiAngelo. So, you know, if he had any chance of making one of the teams just outright, we would have thought Detroit would have been it. But you see that from the way Sadiq is playing tells you that Detroit was in need of that. So that was a place LiAngelo could have made, but wasn't in the cards for whatever reasons. I don't know why, but because they certainly needed. Otherwise, this kid would not be getting off. Because the other person who was getting off, who has been getting off for them, is that the Grant kid, Harvey Grant's son, who used to play down in Oklahoma City. He's been balling in Detroit.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant,
right? That's Harvey Grant's son.
Jeremy Grant averaging 23.5 points per game.
There we go. So we see that spot is a spot that is producing for them, but he plays the 4, sometimes the 5. So you see Sadiq Bey, he stepped right into that too, and he getting it done. So they gave the ball. It's Dallas's ball. What kind of? Come on, Jalen, you can do better than that. Oh, nice defense on Doncic. Oh, look at it! Look at this! Oh, my stars! Dallas in the last 5 possessions and 4 possessions down was up. They were up not a couple minutes ago, up 12. The last 5 possessions, they haven't come close to making a shot.
As soon as I gave props to Jalen Brunson, he turns it over with a charge.
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne T says, "Coach, because of behind the desk."
Absolutely.
What I told y'all about Luka Doncic.
But I'm gonna give Luka a little credit here, okay? Because the media tried to use him, and I think his people brought it to his attention and let him know that he shouldn't go down that route. See, in the beginning of the season, in the preseason, in the beginning of the year, when he was putting up those really big numbers, they automatically put him in the MVP category and all that. And he started talking about it too. They would ask him about it. He said, "Yeah, I even heard him say, I'd like to be MVP." It's like, okay, wow, sorry, son, you don't know what you're saying. And so after he did all that nonsense, barbecued himself, and they led him down to the guillotine. He realized what a mistake he made, because then the pressure got on him, and he realized what comes with that moniker MVP candidate, the kind of scrutiny that you get, the kind of spotlight that's on you. So he started wilting under that light, shooting really bad, playing really bad. And then I heard him a little while after that, or maybe a month after that, maybe an interview, and they asked him about it, and he totally stopped talking that talk. No, he said, no, I'm not playing like an MVP. I'm just trying to improve. He went back, okay, like he should have done, because they trying to Larry Bird him, and he shouldn't allow them to do that to him, because he ain't Larry Bird.
Coach, they actually think that he's Larry Bird Jr. They make it seem like he's shooting 40% from three.
Okay, well, he so far he ain't Larry Bird Jr. either to me.
You know who he is? He's Larry Curb.
He's Luka Doncic to me from the Euro from Europe. That's who he is to me.
Right.
Jason Tatum just stole the ball and then turned the mother jumper over. God dog a frog. How you gonna make that pass, Jalen? God dog it across the court and all that traffic and all them bodies, man. Ooh. Thank you, Kimba. No, that's Jaylen Brown. Thank you, Jaylen Brown. Celtics up 105-104, 37 seconds in the game.
Jerome Costa, the Knicks lost. Well, I'm gonna tell you why it doesn't really matter. Since the Hornets got such a tough schedule coming up, that whoever loses a game or so that's ahead of them or a close distance, it's not too much of a gap.
DJ, we got to remember they're doing the play-in this year.
Oh yeah, they are doing the play-in. 9
so
and 10.
It's 9 and 10.
Oh, that play is going to be a dog fight.
Right. So it's not going to be that big of a deal for the Hornets. They should be in one of those 7, 8, 9, 10, one of those 4 teams.
I agree.
Because the East is not that good. I mean, if you look at the East schedule, I mean, it's over half the teams are under 500.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's I wouldn't say it's bad. I think a lot of teams improved, but a lot of, if you're not 4 or 5, if you're not 4 in the East, everybody else is just either right at 500 or below it.
Okay, so some was that Miami that moved up or Toronto that moved up?
Let me check again.
I mean, in terms of 500, getting to 500.
In the 500. This computer tripping. Let me check right now. Standings. All right, for the Eastern Conference. So number 5 is Toronto. They're 16-16. They're at 500.
Okay, so Toronto's made a little run because they were under 500 quite a few about a week ago.
Yeah, the Chicago Bulls have made a run. They're 14-16. They're ahead of the Hornets. The Hornets are at 9. Miami Heat's at 10.
Okay.
Atlanta Hawks is at 11.
Doncic just hit a big 3 over Tice. He managed to get Jaylen Brown off of him. Jaylen stopped in the first time, and then they got he got the ball back to him again. And then of course he just hit a dagger on Thies. So they back up 1 or 2 right now. This is a good game. So yeah, so that's so to your point, what you were saying earlier, this thing is fluid. Even now that you say what you say 5 through 10, it looks like it's fluid.
This stretch is very important for the Hornets. They got at least kind of split. Like even if they're below 500, they cannot afford to be too much below 500.
Right. I wanted to say something about LaMelo's press conference yesterday. It was so funny. He is so funny to me. He actually said the reason they lost is because they got gassed in the fourth. Just told the truth. He said they got gassed in the fourth. Those threes took the wind out of him even more. The reporter told him, one of the reporters said to him that 14 seconds, hold on, 107, 105, Jalen's got the ball, he's going to the basket. He puts it up and he puts it in. Jaylen Brown, 107, 6 seconds to go. Doncic bringing up the court, 6, 5, 4, 3. John did go in the corner with the 3. He hit it. Game.
He's clutch, man. No matter what you say about Doncic, for someone who doesn't shoot 40% for 3 or even close, he always makes that clutch shot.
He just made the last one. That's 2 in a row from deep. Clutch. Bang.
That's a bad boy.
This is what I want to know. Why is Kemba Walker on it? Why is he shooting over Kemba Walker as if he's shooting over a chair? The hell on it. Don't talk crazy.
Coach, your volume's kind of iffy right now.
Oh, shucks. Let me come back. But what I don't understand is why is Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum not guarding him or bringing the ball up the court? I don't understand.
That doesn't make any basketball sense at all.
No.
Why the hell?
Brad, whatever your name is.
Billy Austin says prayers out to Tiger Woods. I don't know how in the hell he survived that. I don't know how he did, but yeah, he did, man. It was that's gonna hurt for the Celtics, man. Angel Lopez says tough loss for the Celtics. Yeah, that's tough. And I just read the standings. Coach, this loss for the Celtics, this is really bad because looking at the standings, I told you this, the teams that are in close proximity, that's going to be their 16th loss. And if the Charlotte Hornets win their game or the Bulls win theirs or even the Knicks win the next one, I know they lost today, they could go out of 8. It's really that close.
Well, I don't think things are going to start really heating up, guys, being important in terms of the mentality, the mental of the guys when they start really locking in, starting to think about, the standings and all that until after the All-Star break. So after the All-Star break, I think we'll start seeing teams positioning themselves and trying to position themselves for the playoffs.
But yeah, LaMelo's a funny kid, man. I watched that interview. Coach, he was like, man, we was tied in the fourth. Oh boy, we got a special guest. Hoop Jargon in the building. What's good, my brother?
What's good, man? Thanks for the invite. What up, Coach? What up, DJ?
How you doing, Hoop? What's happening, my brother?
Oh man, I'm about to go meet up with some childhood friends who came down here to LA and show a little hospitality, man. So I appreciate trying to chime in with you brothers in the meantime.
Good, man. Brother, we was talking about the Eastern Conference. I don't know. Have you checked out their standings, Hoop Jargon?
As of the last 2 days, no. About 3 days ago, I got challenged by a Russell Westbrook fan. So as of 3 days ago, I know. But if it flux in the last three, I don't know.
Yeah, it's so close, man, with all these teams. It's very close from the Pacers, that is 4, to all the way down to the E.
But bro, it's usually like that in the East. Like especially when we talking about from the 4 seed down, it's usually like a knockdown, drag them out, and you probably get in at the latter part with a losing record. You know what I mean?
Can you hear me, DJ? Hello? Can you guys hear me in the room? Can you guys hear me in the room? Oh, great. Okay. So DJ went out of the room. I don't know what's going on, but it's okay. Can you guys hear me, game? Okay, so you guys can hear me. Okay, great. Got a question here from Che Gaming. He says, Coach, I have a question. If LaMelo Ball was to be real, do you think he would have said why the reason they lost? I think Melo was always being real. Because also in a question, a separate question, the reporter asked him about Hayward. He started out by saying Hayward is going to be out maybe for a long period of time. What do you think about Hayward? Maybe that means you have to pick up some more of the offense. If you guys remember us, if any of you guys saw that video, and Melo said he was like, wait a minute, Hayward's out. He said I just saw him and he said he was good. Oh, okay. We'll just kind of wait and see. And then, of course, it came out that he's feeling better, but again, Melo told the truth that he had just finished talking to Gordon, and Gordon said he was all right, a little sore, but he was all right. But they had already put in and told the reporters. Somebody already told the reporters that he wasn't going to be out and was going to be out for a while. So I don't know. It's but Melo always gonna tell the truth, or he just ain't gonna answer. Angel Lopez asked me, do I think Lonzo Ball is a good or a great defender? I think he's a great defender. He's a great NBA defender, one of the best in the league. He should be. To me, Lonzo should be first team all defense this year, without a doubt. Yeah, Doncic them got him. See, the thing with the Celtics is the Celtics, they had to come from too far behind. And when you have to expend all that energy coming far, far from behind, the other team, what are they doing while you coming back? Well, usually they're not having success, right? So that means you want to run. The NBA game is a game of runs. So what happened? We just saw there in a 4-minute span, Boston went on a 2.5-minute run, and then Doncic, it wasn't enough because Doncic ended up hitting those 2 big threes. See, and the game winner. So they got to play with more passion and play with more energy. Boston does, and sustain it. Let me see here. What we got here? Rap God Reloaded said, "Do I believe Brad Stevens is overrated or a good coach?" I think he's an average coach because I think most NBA coaches, the majority of them are average. I don't think he's a great coach. No, not at all. I think the great coaches in the NBA right now currently sit at just a few. You know, it's only a few to me great coaches in the NBA. So it's a few, it's some good ones, but and a lot of average ones to me.
I think we back.
Coach.
Oh, okay. Hey, all right.
Man,
Look who back in. Look, DJ back in and Hoop back. All right, brothers.
I'm like, what the hell happened, man? I was talking and the screen said the connection. I was out here.
Well, I was just talking my heart away.
Me too. I went to another tab to bring up some stats, and I come back and the StreamYard said you're not on the panel. I'm like, oh, what the hell?
Somebody was at well, Adam. Yeah, you know, I think me and you may have a different. We have a different measuring stick of probably what we consider good and what's not good. So you know, I can understand that.
Hey, if you allow me, Coach, I want to chime in on Brad Stevens.
Go for it.
Yeah, I ebb a little closer towards future great, but I'm not mad at all. Just saying he's a good coach. I think he gets a lot out of his guys. I think he needs to break through that little ceiling to get to championship level, and the reason why I give him towards great, even though he has not proven that, I will not argue that down. When he came in and took over the Celtics, man, it was seen as kind of a reach of a hire. Now I know he do Butler and did great things, a program that ain't duplicate their success. So all I do know when you take a mid to low major team into a national championship, run that many times, you are really good at what you do. So I think Brad Stevens intrinsically is that, but he's not shown to be great or be considered as great just yet. Let me say that.
Hoop, I appreciate you saying that. Maybe I need to. It would be helpful for me to say why I say great and what's great and what's not. Okay, for myself, the college game and the pro game are two completely different games. The players, the maturity of the players, what animal you're dealing with, I think it's a whole different thing. So I don't look at like Brad Stevens and what he did at Butler, and to me equated it to Boston. It's a new thing. A good coach to me is one like Bill Russell was when he took over in the 60s as a player coach. And they won 60 games, 60 and 20, I think they were, or 21 or something. See, a good coach is like when Casey Jones was a player coach. I mean, I'm sorry, Lenny Wilkins was a player coach, and Al Attles was a player coach. And them dudes won championships, which in Seattle and Golden State. See, those to me are great coaches. These other dudes are okay. Phil Jackson to me is a great communicator, a great leader of men. Okay, so for me, it's about the NBA game. You got more mature players, you got more to work with, and it's about your ability to have leadership skills and can you manage mediocrity when things are not going well. So that's kind of my thing.
Well, I look at coaching as like you got to make your own version of a triangle. So if you got more of a obtuse, acute, it just means basically one area of concern that you put more into, and that's player management. That is recruiting. That is X's and O's. Every coach, philosophically is going to kind of make that triangle a little bigger in a certain area. Does that make sense, Coach?
I think that makes perfect sense. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
See, and
so
You know what I mean? It's what you say.
Yeah, and so you look at a Phil Jackson, you know, and I'm one of like I'm a Lakers fan. I critique Phil Jackson a lot because I think he gets too much credit in a certain space. But I'm not gonna say he wasn't a great coach. Like you said, he was a personality manager. He was I'm gonna manage the minds of my team so we're ready at the end of the season. So all that shit we gotta go through, I'm gonna put different things in different guys' minds because I wanted to get to the greater good when it matters. Whereas I mean, he had Tech Wentz doing offense for him. His assistants did a lot for him. But at the end of the day, what do you do with the results look like? And that's kind of the tough thing about evaluating a coach. I mean,
Oh, he went out, DJ.
Yeah, man, he was getting to the point. And shout out to the sister Claudia Portia Taylor for the $5 super chat to help grow the nation. She says, almost to Phoenix, so excited for tomorrow. Oh, yeah, you watching the game. I hope you take some pictures, sister. But, man, I got to catch me a LaMelo game one of these days.
yes, sir.
And hopefully.
Hoop Jargon, you went out, my brother. We didn't get a chance to finish here what you were saying.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was just saying about how like different coaches bring a lot of different attributes to it. I think sometimes we are a little bit selfish because we value the things that we value the most. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. Because sometimes we one thing over the other. And I think at the end of the day, it's like whatever philosophy you have is what do the results bring. Because, I mean, we're in a results-based league for the most part. And like, even though I'm very high critical over Phil Jackson because, A, he gets a lot of the best talent, and he just pretty much manages them the right way, you can't take away the results of what he's done, too. So I try to factor in all those things when I say good and great, and I kind of see you more or less do the same thing.
You know what, Hoop Jargon, I feel yes, I think we are saying kind of basically the same thing, without a doubt. See, Phil Jackson to me and how I see coaching at the NBA level is very different from the coaching from the college level and the high school level. When you get to the pro level, to me, this is the professional as you can get, which means it's not about just basketball. It's probably about more than maybe a little more than a basketball or 50-50. Whereas when you look at these other colleges and high schools, they're learning, they're growing, you're teaching them the fundamentals of the games at the high school level and stuff like that, and the AAU level and all that. So they're learning. Where at the pro level, it's a different ball game, and that's why you can have all these specialists and people who don't do this well and don't do that. I was always amazed that James Worthy had problems dribbling with his left hand and going left, but he's a Hall of Famer. He didn't need to learn how to have a left hand. That right hand was so dominant. So, to me, if you can manage successfully the personalities and the people that you are in charge of getting the most out of, and you can get consistency out of them, then, and you don't have the talent, you're not stacked, okay, then I can give you your credit. But if you got talent, you got the guys who came to you ready made, and you didn't know how to put them in a position to be successful, I can't give you credit for that.
No, Coach, and that's real. And I'm thinking as you're talking, because at the pro level, the development aspect isn't as prominent. That's the GM's kind of thing to get the talent where it needs to be. And the expectation for a winning level team is not for you to cultivate it. Because, I was thinking, how many guys have Phil Jackson developed from a young age? I can't name nothing but probably Tony Kukoc and, Kobe, if you want to say Kobe. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of bodies between that of guys who did not stack up. I think of like can name Rush, who played with Kobe, left-hand dude from Missouri. Bum. And he was supposed to be the replacement for Rick Fox. I think of guys like Chris Mim was supposed to come in and being a guy. Nothing. So Phil is a ready-made player guy, and that's a very, very coachable point you're saying. And so you really got to factor all those things in because you serve a lot of masters when you are a professional coach at that highest level because the GM is basically your boss. The owner is your boss, whereas, university level, high school level, it's pretty much your show. So, yeah, I think that's a great point.
Yeah, I think I appreciate that, hoop jargon. Yeah, my dad had Terry Cummings in high school, and we had a bunch of my second dad. We had a bunch of players when I was in high school, and we did very well. And so I got a chance to see early on a lot of hires other than for merit. And so when that happens on a small level, and you see it repeated itself, then it becomes exponential. And I see it here with this hire in Minnesota. That's why I did the video that I did, because it's ridiculous. This interview that Carl Anthony Towns did earlier today that I read, I think on ESPN, was so disheartening to me. But however, I also have compassion for the position that Big Cat is in, and the position that they put him in, as well. But they had him basically come out to speak about the organization's hire when this should have been the dude who hired him. And the president, the people who are responsible for this dude should be sitting out doing press conferences, explaining to the national media and the local media why he hired him and why he was his choice. Not the player. This is Cat's 5th coach since he's been in Minnesota. How can he be happy about this? How can he be looking forward to this? What guy did they bring in with some pedigree that Cat's supposed to be excited about? Go ahead, Hoop.
No, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Andrew Luck, man. He had all that discordian situation. He had the owner getting drunk and getting messed up. Irsay was all over the place. This dude went through coach, offensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. And I remember him getting pressed. I remember him getting blamed for what the Indianapolis coach were doing. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is like one of the worst franchises not named the San Francisco 49ers. You asking him. Well, no, you're blaming him for what's going on. I'm just like, you got to be freaking kidding me.
They said Pop is a great coach. What you think, Coach Joe? Do you think Pop is a great coach?
I think he's a above average coach.
Oh, coach, don't do that, coach.
Please elaborate, my brother. I want to hear this.
Well, I mean, we spoke about earlier how he got all of these. Remember, Pop built his career off of a Navy officer, David Robinson. Okay, that's how he built his career. Okay, tell me what problems, what uncompany man David Robinson would be coming into your organization. The biggest Goliath on the team, the most athletic. The dude was a freak athletically. Okay, this is the dude that's a leader of your locker room. Who gonna go against him? He's a former Navy officer, so he believes in hard work. He believes in discipline. He believes all the stuff that Pop gets credit for. David Robinson is the epitome of it, and that was the beginning of the Pop era.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So that's go ahead.
No, I was saying now, on Inception, I will go with that. But Don Chaney had the Spurs too. I forget the guy before Don Chaney. And the Spurs were really good. They kept losing to like the Rockets in the deep rounds. Me being from Houston, I remember that vividly. So they weren't able to get over the hump until Pop came. And I can't act like 4 championships didn't happen after David Robinson. So I can't quite go with that theory, Coach.
Wait a minute, but Hoop, but look at who his replacement was. Tim Duncan from the Bahamas. Okay? If you know anything about Tim Duncan's story, he's a Pop clone, a David Robinson clone. If you know anything about Ginobili, he's the same thing. Ginobili came to Pop. Ginobili came to Pop ready-made. Duncan spent 4 years in college. He came to Pop ready-made. Tony Parker's dad was a pro. He came to Pop after playing in Europe ready-made. Who did he make? Sean Elliott? Bruce Bowen? I mean, who?
Tony Parker was a project in a certain attic, man. Like, so it's easy when the career checks out to say Tony Parker was this great guard. He intrinsically was great, but he was wild, you know. And at the time, you didn't pull guys out of France, so he was a guy who opened the bridge for so many other guys once he came and panned out. Manu Ginobili, like you said, very accomplished overseas, but you didn't necessarily win championships. Well, okay, let me back up. Tony coached, they won championships with him, but he was like the 6th, 7th man off the bench. So Manu, in a way, was like a second but better version of that archetype. But he won with these bigs who, guys like Francisco Elson, guys like Malik Rose, guys like, you know, his dudes, Bruce Bowen. We're talking about a dude, Bruce Bowen, who lied to the coach at Cal Bakersfield to get a look, to get a scholarship. He was a 0-star recruit. You know, this thing. And he ended up being a Spurs legend, so I'm not going to act like Pop didn't develop because he did on the inner working.
Hoop, my brother, I think you're being a little generous. You pulling Bruce Bowen out as an example of that's why they won all them championships? My brother, who runs. No, wait a minute, hold on. We know who runs the locker room. We know who has all the weight on their shoulders in the locker room to perform. And we know who also brings those other guys along. The leaders of the locker room. Those are the dudes. When you see Tim Duncan and David Robinson, and you see Manu Ginobili, and you see Sean Elliott, who was an All-American in college under Lou Holtz. When you see these dudes coming in, these dudes was the core of the team. The dudes you speaking weren't the core. Bruce Bowen was a specialist, and his specialty was defense, which is about effort. So I'm gonna say Pop was responsible for him and his effort. Oh hell no, I can't do that.
No, Pop is responsible for putting him in a position to trust him to do as much as he did, being that 3-and-D guy who could shoot free throw, which is hilarious about Bruce Bowen. He knew to use that archetype of player to get to the success he's been at. And also, if you remember, the Spurs changed their philosophy until Duncan got old. They started playing the starter less, which he caught shit about. I remember specifically they was going to play the Heat when LeBron James played for the Heat. He made all 3 players sit out for some shit they did. So Duncan, Parker, and whatever, they all sat out. And Popovich proved the point, and they lost to the Heat in overtime. But to me, it showed that you're going to run my shit and you're going to do it my way if you want to win. And it showed that they stopped riding Tim Duncan. The last 2 championships, they stopped riding him. He was more or less a decoy in a lot of sense when they were successful towards the end. So that's coaching. That's coaching.
But my brother, didn't you said that we all know that Pop has legendary support from the ownership. Okay, that's what that's about. At that point, the point that you're talking about right now, in his tenure, he was a made man at that point. Okay, nobody. Nobody was going to come against Pop and his psychological warfare. Who was going to buck up against him? Nobody.
Well, that's not really the point, Coach.
It is the point when you got an organization backing you. Okay, you know as well as I do. Big time players in the NBA have enough. LeBron James has enough cachet. Kevin Durant has enough cachet. James Harden has enough cachet to get coaches fired, and that has been true since I don't know how long. Magic Johnson got his coaches fired. Michael Jordan got coaches fired. But everybody know coming into the Spurs, you ain't getting Pop fired. Because we know what that is down there. Everybody know what that is down there. That's why Barkley always teasing them, talking about, man, we got to go to the river run. Everybody know what's going on down in San Antonio and what program they're running down there.
Well, Coach, that's more of a applause to the standard that he established. Now, is there favor in that process? Yeah, we can argue that. You know, another man is Tom Thibodeau. That boy gets 2 whole months, and this dude, job. What has Tom Thibodeau done on his own? Nothing. Guy like Stan Van Gundy, job after job. What is Stan Van Gundy? Nothing. So I can't give you too much of that because I've seen other quote-unquote made men who keep getting opportunities, you know, not necessarily in Popovich fashion, to your credit. He's had in one organization, but let's face it, the San Antonio Spurs were a nothing franchise before Greg Popovich came in. Not saying they weren't competitive, to your point about David Robinson, but as far as championship intentions, Olajuwon was in the way. That wouldn't happen. The Spurs knew they were going to get their ass knocked out by Houston. But once Popovich had come in and cultivated that thing, you knew one or two things. They're going to win 50 games every year, and B, they was going to be somewhere in that championship discussion. So I cannot just acquiesce all that to the front office with, you know, with R.J. Buford, who's a great GM and president and all that. But you cannot Popovich. You can't take that away from Popovich if he was at the head for that for so long.
So your point is, and I hear you. So your point is because he's been there so long, that means that he's good. That doesn't mean that to me. He's been there so long. That means because he's supported. Okay, you look at these players.
He's won. He's won, Coach.
He's supported because of his connections and the same reason this dude got hired in Minnesota, Finch. The same reason. The GM was his buddy and wanted to hire him. And that has been going on forever, and that's what's going on here. And Pop just happens to be not a Rolling Stone, aka Phil Jackson. Because if Phil Jackson had decided to just be still and just stay in one place, he could have racked up like you wouldn't believe records. He was not that guy. Pop is that guy. But he had Hall of Fame talent to work with. And that's how you win. You don't win in this NBA without Hall of Fame talent. LeBron James has shown that, and he ain't played for one great coach. Not one.
He hasn't played for who?
I said LeBron ain't played for one great coach, and he got 4 championships.
Well, that's his fault, though. He uproots himself, so he doesn't like to. He, in his mind, is his own great coach. So you can't say that. He's his own great coach in his mind. And he's shown, I mean, hell, he got 4 championships. He can do it his way to some degree. So you can't necessarily say that because we got the most pushback from Eric Spoelstra, who will be a great coach one day. He didn't want no part of that smoke.
I appreciate everything where you coming from, my brother. And I don't disagree with you because I see the points that you're making. Okay, I just have a much higher bar because see, in my neighborhood growing up, it was pros all around me. Football players, basketball players, track athletes. In the hood I grew up in, it was all kinds of pros around me. So I'm used to seeing greatness be developed from the hood in the neighborhood growing up. See, there's a kid that played that was one grade above me that played for the Houston Oilers. came out of the draft as a first round out of Wisconsin. Richard Johnson was his name. Played for the Oilers. First round cornerback. Richard was a pro when he was in high school. We all knew that. See, so I'm used to seeing that. And then I'm used to seeing people come outside of our neighborhood, okay, spend a little time with our boys, make a fewer little adjustments, and then take credit for the whole damn thing. And then tell everybody how good and great they are. Well, I know for a fact, in that NBA, that's a man's league. That's why only grown men win. And grown men understand hierarchy. And so if you're in a locker room and the grown men in charge in there are the giants in there, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Sean Elliott. When you got that kind of leadership, then you good. Them other dudes gonna fall in line. Because they know they better fall in line. I heard a dude say this the other day, and I'm in that on this. I heard a dude say this the other day when he's watching the Lakers. Say this about Wes Matthews. He can't stand Wes Matthews, one and gone. Said he's a waste, has no business being in the league, got no talent. See, and because the fact of the matter is, Vogel can't, the coach down there, he can't develop nobody. Because he don't know enough to develop nobody. Because the king is in charge down there. Go ahead.
Well, Coach, if I didn't see examples like Seattle with George Karl, with Gary Payton, Sam Perkins, Sean Kemp, Hershey Hawkins, you name, let's rattle names off. Professional men, especially Gary Payton. I mean, come on now. 1-0. I look at a guy like I forget who was the coach of the Orlando Magic with Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, Dennis Scott Skiles, all those guys. Those are professional men. And you had 2 generational players, 1-0. I look at whoever, I think it was, I forget these coaches' names on the fly. I apologize to the chat for this. When Vince Carter and you had Tracy McGrady playing for the Raptors, like early on when you had all that talent, or even when T-Mac left, I see a lot of top-heavy talent that led to nothing. I saw, you know what? I take it one more step. I saw when T-Mac went to Houston, when they had Yao Ming, they had Louis Fuller, they had Chuck Hayes, all these guys who were guys, 1-0. When Rafer Alston was on the team as well, Bobby Jackson was on that team. So you still gotta win with the talent, man. And so I understand what you're saying. It's easy to win with talent, but I've seen talented teams with, on paper, Hall of Fame talent, 1-0. So I cannot take that away from Popovich because he found a way to win with his talent.
Yeah, but Hoop, you're not taking into account of what I'm saying. I'm not talking about David and Tim is just talented. I'm talking about their character. I mentioned David was a Navy officer. It's not about just talent. To win a championship, you must have more than just talent. You must have leadership. Pop had leadership in his locker room. The reason the Clippers didn't win last year, they don't have leadership. They got talent. They ain't got leadership. LeBron James won that championship solely on the back of LeBron James and his leadership and his talent.
I would say it's more than that. Frank Vogel is a pretty good coach, and that roster was stacked. And I'm like a fan. I just got to admit it. We call a spade a spade. And they played against one of the most lopsided NBA Finals matchups in like recent history, probably about the last 50 years, the most lopsided finals with the Heat. So, you know, we got to qualify these things the right way. You know what I mean? And so, and I want to go long-winded with this. I can't see the chat, but I love the riffing, man. It's like sharing ideas. I've seen George Karl have a lot of leadership. I've seen Paul Westphal, have a lot of leadership and couldn't get it done. So I still got to give credit where credit's due. If you cultivate the talent, if you cultivate the leadership, you use it the right way, and you have sustained success, I can never take that away from a coach, ever.
I'll let you have the last word. I think I've said enough on it.
Well, I could say this: Greg Popovich, X's and O's Y's, is good. I don't take any credit away from him on the X's and O's. But what it's showing you with the Spurs, they haven't been the same since they had Kawhi. Just like they haven't been the same since they had Tim Duncan. To win in the league, you can do all the X's, O's all you want, but you can't win shit without the players. The players are the engines that make it happen. Would Phil Jackson win 11 championships without Michael Jordan, Pippen, or even without Kobe, Shaq? No. All that sage he done and the meditation, it wouldn't work without the horses that run it. But I would give him credit. He's won 5 championships. But is he the best coach of all time that people are telling me? I don't think he's the best coach of all time. I think there's a lot of skillful coaches that don't get the recognition. There's a lot of coaches who did some incredible things in the league, like Bill Russell. He was a player's coach. Nobody thought they was going to win a championship. And they definitely didn't want the Celtics to win. And I don't even like the Celtics because they ain't want a black man showing them that all it takes to win in the NBA is leadership, players, direction, and a culture. That's all you need.
And you can go ahead and throw some luck in there too.
Yeah, luck. Yeah. You gotta have that damn luck, I tell you.
Gotta have some luck.
Bartrand says Pop ain't coaching no alpha.
Pop ain't keeping no alpha. That's not how he roll. He is the alpha.
Yeah, he's one of those. I call it the centennial alpha. He wants to be the alpha, but he doesn't want anybody else to be the alpha.
That's fact.
When Kawhi started to speak up behind closed doors, he sent his little minions to try to defame his name.
Yeah, DJ, you cooking, boy.
What he is trying to do is that's why he gets those international players. The international players are so happy to be in the NBA, they'll do anything to stay in the NBA. They would never rebel. They will always keep quiet. They would never cuss out a coach. That's why he gets those international players. They do everything he wants.
And that's by design, Jay. He goes and gets those guys because he knows how he leads. Like the coach was saying, man, he has a military background. That's how he runs his ship. So you basically one captain and everybody else is falling into the battalion. And that's the way Pop went about it. You know what I mean? And to the chat's credit, yeah, they're not bringing in alphas because alphas take over the dynamic of the team. And you see that with Belichick out in New England. You see him in a constant battle with outshining Brady because he don't play that alpha shit, but the talent just got to the point where you cannot defame, Tom Brady for as long as they were together. But yeah, I mean, you see some of the similar tactics about, when guys thought they were too big for the contract. Belichick, you know what? No problem, man. I'm gonna trade you a third rounder, and I'm gonna keep building that team in that same spirit. So I look at those two coaches as similar as far as how they the personality types they wanted and the way they ran their ship.
See. Let me say this. What you just enumerated, hoop jargon, and what you just enumerated, DJ, about Pop. How can that be a great coach? When to me, a coach is somebody that cares about their players. Y'all didn't describe somebody that cared about these dudes. And for everybody in the chat, remember, I'm also a former Marine too. I pass.
Coach ain't playing around, man.
I just don't need care, man. I mean, it's care on a certain level. Like, do you get the job done? Do you care? Now, I will say there's some asshole coaches, Bobby Knight, and we can rattle the names off. You know what I'm saying? I played against Rick Pitino, and from what I understand, he's an asshole. You know what I mean? So I get that part of it, but and like I let in, man, this is a results-driven league. It's a result-driven sport. So I'm not going to put so much of that into the equation, that triangle that I was talking about.
Coach, what do you think about Jerry Sloan and RIP to Jerry Sloan?
You know what? I can't really speak about Jerry Sloan as a coach because I grew up in Chicago and he was a player when I was growing up for the Bulls. So, you know, as a kid, you know, you like the players that are professionals when you grow up, you know, in the city and you have professionals. So I have a soft spot in my heart for Jerry Sloan as a Bull, you know. But you know, he was, you know, I imagine he was, you know, okay, average, you know. I mean, you know, look, I'm not giving this system, okay, that turn our boys into robots and tell us that it's okay as long as we have jewelry to go along with being robotic. Okay, I'm not for re-engineering our kids to get them to act the way they want them to act and acquiesce the way they want them to acquiesce, and then say, see, look at the results we got. Hey, look how great we are. No, I'm not for that. Because to me, that's that nonsense that the system perpetuates and gets us all to believe in. See, when I was growing up, you weren't a coach or weren't considered a good coach if you didn't abuse your players. If you didn't talk down to them, if you weren't heavy-handed with them, if you didn't have a straight line for them to walk, and the society supported you in your efforts. That's why I'm not going with this, because the society has supported all of this nonsense. Because the truth is, when our boys got an opportunity to coach for the first time, what did we do? We played and won. We coached and played and won.
Coach, your mic is muffled.
Oh, shucks. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
It's kind of muffled. Just come off and I'll put you back in the panel.
Be still for a second. Hold on. What about now?
It's still kind of muffled.
Okay, let me come out. Okay, I'll come out.
Come on, Coach. You got that boo-boo going on over there. You got to get Coach.
Man.
No, but DJ, I love these conversations because, man, I'm telling you, I'm so, like, grown men don't have to always agree. Grown men share ideas, and iron sharpens iron. So I love that me and Coach ain't agreeing whatsoever on this. This is 100% perfect for me.
Yeah, it is. It just shows that's how men deal with things, man. We agree to disagree, but we learn.
See, but I don't think we're disagreeing here, because if you guys notice, I never said Pop wasn't successful.
True.
If you think about all of my argument, all of what I have put forth, I never said Pop is not one of the most successful coaches in NBA history and a very successful coach. Never said that. And the reason I never said that, because that's undeniable. And I would be stupid to say that when he has trophies that the organization won while he was at the head. Okay, that's why I never said that. That was never part of my argument. What is a part of my argument is the stuff they don't show us. And that's the system that is put forth to make sure that they always put them on top and that they are always looked at as great and good, irrespective of looking at the record, irrespective of examining the record. That's what we do in this society. Show me one of these dudes, because look, let me tell you something. When Bill Russell took that job in 1966, that coaching job, he was not the first choice of Red Auerbach. He was not the second choice of Red Auerbach to do this. He was not the third choice of Red Auerbach to take this job as player coach. He was the fourth choice. And he won 2 championships, and one he got to 60. He had a record as a coach of 60-20. Anybody has that record would be happy to have that record. But he won 2 championships as a player. Kyrie Irving and just said here before the season started, he don't think they need a coach down there because they have so much talent. They vilified him in the media for saying that. How dare you? As if we didn't see this in history. As if we don't, see, they don't have a history of doing this. They don't have a history of being a player coach and winning championships in the NBA. We do. And they don't give us credit for it. And they change the goalposts every time we succeed. They change it. To do what? Reshuffle the deck and put him back on top again.
Well, Coach, let me say this. I'm more of a red pill kind of guy with this situation, so I don't let my feelings interact with what I know to be so. And here's what I mean. The NBA has shown is a league made by white men for white men. We know this. So everything you're saying is 100% valid. 100% valid. Obviously, they want to push forward people that look like themselves to be at the vanguard when he's at the front. Not necessarily on the court, because obviously you shake out talent like you were saying too, Coach. In the hood, you know where the guy's at. You know where the hoopers at. So what we see over and over and over and over is, like you say, they propel what they're called leaders to the top, and then kind of marginalize the players. So I don't want to diminish nothing saying at all. I want to separate the conversation, just basically even spit out the bones. So what we're speaking about is just coaches. If we just gonna leave it in that realm of just talking about coaches, I'm just here to rank where they shake out, knowing all that stuff you said to be 100% true. That's all I'm interested in for this, because it'll turn into a riff session where we going all over the place, and it's very hard to quantify that in a condensed argument.
Well, you right, Hoop Jargon. I don't disagree with you, my brother, but I didn't say anything in there that couldn't be quantified. Bill Russell coached. Bill Russell won championships as a player coach. This isn't my opinion. I'm not in my feelings. This happened, and he gets no credit for it. Lenny Wilkens and Al Attles actually played and coached in the league, and they get no credit for it. They won championships in Seattle and Golden State, and they get no credit for it. That's not my feelings.
Well, Coach, I don't give Red Auerbach a lot of credit. So, you know what I mean? I'm not one-sided with this. I don't give Red Auerbach a lot of credit. He had the force to bring black players in, and he had the best team. And what the league had like 8 teams. So I don't give him a lot of credit either. So I'm not, absolving players, and coaches who won a lot. And like you said, the inner workings of it is a lot to evaluate past that point. And I didn't even give my opinion on Bill Russell yet. I just kind of let you kind of riff on that one.
Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, man, great point. Bartrand says Pop would never touch a player like LaMelo, LaMelo is a young alpha. That's why Borrego is having problems because Borrego is not an alpha. I definitely see your point. That's why I like watching LaMelo Ball play. No matter if his shot's not going at a game or two, this kid is just sure will, and you root for that. And I was kind of pissed off. I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed off when he went to the bench early against the Jazz, because what it showed me was this coach's minutes watching, stat watching. Every time LaMelo is about to look like he's about to get 40 in a game, he's subbing him out. And I know he played 30 plus minutes. I get that. But for those who watched the game, there was a point where the Hornets were right in there. A couple of bad lineups, a couple of open threes, and they lost that damn game in a blowout. Adam Hearn says Pops would love Lonzo. Yeah, I think he would like Lonzo because Lonzo doesn't say anything.
And I think he like it better than the one they got.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say, look, LaMelo Ball, a young hog, man. He was raised by big baller right way. And that dude, man, he going to make us like geniuses for the next 10 to 15 years. Now, and I'm loving every second of this shit. I want to put that out there.
I just saw something in the Denver Portland game right now that I have never seen that looked encouraging to me a little bit. And that's Joker getting a technical foul, running, sprinting as fast as he can run down the floor in the official's face. Okay, to give him the business. Okay, he got a technical, but I'm like, whoa, okay, all right, got some fire, all right. Because if you want to lead a locker room, I'm sorry, go ahead, Hope.
No, I was just saying we seen LaMelo slapped the hell out that European kid who was trying to son him. So you know he got that fire in him.
It was glorious, man. I remember that.
That was a great moment.
It's like LeVar had to get on him and cuss him out, but in the back of his head, like, yeah, you better slap his ass.
No, you know it.
But that's a jump from your leader. That's what Jordan had. That's what Kobe had. It's like, yo, when we rolling, we rolling. Like either y'all down with the program or you're not, and that's what you want out your leader, man.
I just don't think it's a coincidence when you look at the numbers. First of all, math is never a coincidence for me. But when you look at the numbers and look at just the history of all the championships, and they look at those teams, there's a theme through all them teams, boy. And it's not very many at all.
But yeah, I think the moment that LaMelo slapped the heck out of the European kid, you see why teams in the NBA they don't try to punk him. I'm noticing that they don't try to get feisty with LaMelo. I mean, LaMelo, this is the same player. When he makes a three, he's showing off in a good way, and they still don't try to son him. That's when you know you got respect in the league.
Hey DJ, I think I'm holding my breath till they play the Clippers.
Why is that?
Because of that crazy boy from Chicago.
Oh yeah, yeah. Vengeance, what you did to my brother.
Well, I mean, you know what, Coach, man? Like, we all done play sports, man, and it's just like that prison yard shit, man. People know who can mess with, and that shit is what it is, man. And LaMelo done showed you at 16 years old, I ain't with the you know what's, man. And so, and it's a beautiful thing to see being a fan of the young brother, being a fan of the family, because you know how them locker rooms work, man. They gonna look for the weak one, and then if they know you weak in that locker room, the word gonna get out to the next locker room, and before you know it, that prison yard cell gonna be right in front of your face. LaMelo ain't a BIT, you know, with the rest.
And you know what, Hoop Jargon? You so hitting on point there. I'm gonna tell you something I saw the other day that had me dying laughing. When the Clippers were playing the Nets, okay, in the fourth quarter, that Brown kid, okay, fouled Paul George kind of hard, okay, and Paul said something to him, and that kid said to him, "You ain't nothing but a pussy. Get away from me." And I'm telling you right now, that's like the third or fourth player I've heard that has done that to Paul George. Because the word has got out.
That's tough, man. That's tough, but you're right. And you know what I'm saying? And some dudes are just like that. It's not like Draymond Green. Draymond, that dude, he gonna try to G-check everybody he can. Now, I will say this. There's such thing as being a fake tough guy, like Kevin Garnett, in my opinion. He's a fake tough guy. But it's still, man, it's a game within a game within a game within a game, man. The personalities matter, man. So when you can manipulate the personalities, you have somebody second guess to take that shot at the end of the game. You have somebody second guess to go get hit in the mouth, to go to the goal and get a layup when your team needs it. Psychological game is not to be underestimated at this level.
That, to me, Hoop Jargon, that's mostly the whole game. I used to laugh when I used to hear stories from players. Used to tell me one of the reasons why Dennis Rodman used to get so many rebounds, okay, is because Dennis would come to the game without deodorant on. And brothers don't like people putting they stay funky stuff on them, okay? And so Dennis would be all up on people. Y'all know, we know he watched it. Dennis be all up on you, his arms all on you, stinking, his breath don't stink, he won't brush his teeth, you know, and that's how Dennis played. And so a lot of them rebounds, they just conceded to him. Nigga, just take it. God, just don't touch me.
Wow.
Told you he lies. All right, I'm sorry, DJ. Go ahead, DJ. All right.
No, I'm good. I'm listening to a good conversation, man. You brothers are on it today. But yeah, when LaMelo plays Patrick Beverly, I think he's gonna accept that matchup full fold. He's gonna take that matchup. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he takes that personal.
I would be shocked
right.
if Melo didn't go after him. Go ahead, Hoop.
Damn right. No, I'm just saying, man, and I love riffing with y'all, man, because it gives me to think while I'm talking. And I just literally remember, man, like, so when I played junior college basketball, I was almost JUCO All-American. And so when I played against this one team, this like to the point about Rodman not, you know, being stinky, he didn't care about ego. I remember playing against Eastfield College in Dallas. And this dude literally did not care about the whole game. You can tell his coach said, your job is to shut down Cliff Franks. And I bullshit y'all not. This dude ain't looked to get the ball one time the whole game. All he did was face guard me. When I didn't even have the ball, I'm a big man. I'm 6'7". He face guarded me the whole game. And I was so frustrated. Man, I scored 4 points now. I was so mad, man. I was like, man, play for real. And I was so mad, but, you know, at 19, I didn't see it that way. At 37, like, that dude did his goddamn job. You know
That's
what I'm saying? Like, that shit's crazy, man.
Hey, Hoop, it reminds me of the video we saw Devin Booker last summer, mad because they was doubling him in the gym and he threw the ball out and wanted to go home.
Thanks, man. It's a game within the game, man. People don't understand that this shit goes on the court, man. It goes on and it pisses you the hell off.
Bartrand says Jazz fans all over Twitter upset when LaMelo gave the too small sign to Conley. Yeah, they just emotional punks out there. That's basketball. You talk ish. And I love it. I love LaMelo doing it. Shoot, they're gonna be disrespectful to you. You might as well talk your shit. But I love every minute of it. I know, Coach. I know you got to get a kick out of that.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I think when we did the feed, I pointed it out, and I think I was cracking up. I love it. He did the same thing to Trae Young, and he's down with Trae Young. They played in the summer at UCLA a lot up here at the Rico's Has run. Okay, him and Trae, but he still sunned him because he said it. My mom and daddy raised a killer.
Killer.
Hey,
not a killer, a killer.
Hey man, it's a dude on Twitter. I'm sorry, you call O'Shea Duke Jackson, and his catchphrase is, "I know you're mad, but it ain't my fault." It ain't my fault you mad. So.
Man.
Yeah, I see the comments saying that they love what we doing, man, and I appreciate y'all, man, and I love like what everybody brings to the table, man. Like, man, DJ like the Magic Johnson of YouTube, bro, and that's some real shit.
Assist everywhere, brother.
You Magic Johnson of YouTube, bro. Put that on the shirt, bro. It's a beautiful thing in that you have the strength to lead. And then you have the knowledge to acquiesce when it's time, and everything flows in such a cogent fashion, for your product, man. And that's why I said, the other night, I want to normalize, people monetize, putting money towards your channel, because I believe in it. I put some,
right.
some money the other night, and I feel like it's going to the right way. So I don't think twice about what you do to me. You can go buy alcohol with my money up for all I care. I'm supporting what you're doing.
And I'm the same way, brother. When you get monetized, you'll be annoyed by me how much cash apps super chats I send on your channel, man, and vice versa. That's what it's all about, man. It's a family. It's nation building. We always talk about building this and that, but we never do it. We got to be about that action.
I'll go super chat you before I go super chat NBA TV live session or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why would I put it back in my own community like you, of Vacatur, of a mostly black centric perspective on this sports realm? Why would I hesitate from putting money in your pocket for what you do? You take time out your day to entertain people in the way you see it. Why would I hesitate to show you love for that?
Right on. And I was telling somebody like last week, I said, man, I never worked 2 jobs before. Now I know what it's like to work 3 from YouTube editing and hoop jargon. You barely do a couple of videos, right? And it could take most of your day.
Goddamn right.
So picture just doing this and that, 3 videos in a day editing and then working. But it's worth it. It's worth it because it's the Most High put me here for a reason. And with that, I see the vision. And I know where I'm going. I know the people that are with New Media. I know where it's going. So when I get...
I'm sorry, go, bro.
Oh, what you say, hoop jargon?
No, I'm just saying. I was just saying, like you have to want to as well, like, and I think that is inspiring to just like get off your tail, make it happen, man. Because you got this last year, me and DJ Ron Cut Truth was on like DKM's and Ball Facts channel, kind of riffing a little bit. Hey, let's do a show. All right, let's do a show. DJ had like 200 some odd subs. I had like 50. A year later, DJ got damn with over 3,000. I got almost 700. And it just became out doing work. Now, DJ obviously does more work than me, but him ascending made me step my game up. And it's just how you got to do it. This shit. You got to put the work in, man. You got to put the work in, period.
Right, man. It's not about me, it's about team. And that's life as well. To get dream work, you must be involved in teamwork. Let me repeat that for those in this chat. To produce dream work, you must have teamwork.
DJ,
No
you remember when you was told your channel wasn't big enough to be
Oh
dealt
yeah, I
with?
remember that. Oh man, I would love to be on your show, but you ain't got enough subs. I had to check myself because I didn't want to go in the hood mode and just snap. So I that motivated me.
Somebody told you that, huh, DJ?
Yeah, this is when I had like
Oh, yeah.
who do I remember like 300 plus at the time, and they were like, "Man, I love your channel, man." And I listened to it, and I said, "Cool, man. Can I go to your channel? Invite me on there." And they were like, "Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna say their name because I ain't trying to start stuff." But they were like, "You know what? Nah, because you ain't got enough views yet. Once you get to a certain views, then you'll be good." And now that my channel has grown, that same person like, "Hey, you want to be on my show?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I got my own thing going on." Yeah, flexing on them.
Hey, DJ.
Talk your
DJ.
shit, DJ.
Hey, DJ. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
Right. Show you right. Boy, the shines are sick of me because I got some firepower. I got Rev, who jargon, who knows his sports, and Coach Joe. Boy, since Coach Joe came on this panel, Coach, do you know that the trolls have split in half? I don't have that much trolls now.
I didn't know that.
You'll see a couple of trolls, but the trolls are they hiding right now. Maybe because you called that one episode, you called out a bunch of trolls and hoop jargon. It was a massacre. That's all I'll say.
Oh, shit.
Boy, like I don't play, but Coach lets you know when he sees some foolishness, he ain't gonna let it slide. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, man, Coach don't give a damn, man. He in the golden part of his life, man. He say, you come with that foolishness, he gonna call it how he see it, man. And I'm sure that's what you think, Coach.
D Field says Coach Joe ran trolls away. Tails tucked. Yeah. I'll be waiting on the troll. I get excited about a troll because I'm like, Coach Joe, look at this. Boy, Coach Joe will have a session. And they are apologizing. I'm sorry.
See, because the thing is this.
Coach got his face on there too, though. He got his face on there too, so you know it's real.
and also hoop jargon. I'm Coach Joe. Coming to LA and ask people, where Coach Joe at. Many people tell you who I am. Show them a picture. They say, yeah, that's him. I ain't hiding. See, I told DJ, I've been waiting for this all my life. To be unhinged, unscared, uncharted, and just be free. I've been waiting for this. So when them trolls come on, it's okay. I've been waiting to have a divine appointment with you. I want to talk to you because I've been not wanting to talk to you for a long time, thinking it was the wrong thing to do to not encourage you. Now I know different. If a person come up to me and says, excuse me, sir, I like an ass whooping. Can you give me one? I know now. Okay, I'll give you one. Turn around, I'll give you an ass. See, back in the day, I would try to talk you out of getting an ass whooping. See, I would have tried to talk you out of it, saying, no, you really don't need one. No, you should think about it. Now I just say, okay, let's get at it. And then we can talk about it.
Give the people what they want.
Hey, Coach, man, the Shines are so terrified how powerful you are, Coach. that they just hope, like, please, DJ, please do a live stream without Hoop Jargon Coach Rev. Please, I beg of you. Please. Save
Hey,
me
man.
from
And you know how wild I get, especially when I got the Red Cup special going. And if you been to a store with beverages, you know what I'm talking about. And see, I see DJ kind of correct me on something I said about one of his followers. She had a little asset show. I made a comment about it. I see him correct it. So you know me, I get unfiltered, but I want to respect people. So when I get mine size, hey man, it's gonna be hilarious, man. I want to just say that.
Vernon says you still my, even if you get bigger. Yeah, if my channel gets big, man,
Get no
it is
bigger.
what it is. I'm still gonna be the same person because I'm grounded in what I believe in, my faith. I believe in my people, but I will not slow down because I know that there's a bigger mission for this platform.
And I gotta disagree with that, man. Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. Go ahead.
What do you disagree with, Hoop Jargon?
Go ahead, Hoop.
No, I was just saying, and I can vouch for that 100%, man. With DJ, man. Obviously, I do stuff with a lot of other YouTubers who are higher platform. And I had people who hit me up on like Instagram, like, damn, how you do videos with this creator, that creator? We talking big name YouTube creators. I'm like, well, honestly, DJ Ron Coach introduced to them, and they, verified, I am who I say I am, and I got on. You know what I mean? But DJ has been like, again, the Magic Johnson of that shit. And DJ ain't never fraud on me. He ain't never did what he said he's gonna do. And we learned, me and DJ know some mutual people outside of this YouTube game. And so I always give so much respect for what he's doing, because a lot of cats out here in this YouTube game, man, it's all over the place. And DJ know who I'm speaking about. I won't bring up names. Who go out and try to sabotage people's channels to the whatever, blah, blah, blah. DJ ain't that guy. He gonna throw the assist and he gonna score. He gonna throw the assist, he gonna score. And that's something that y'all gotta understand if y'all listen to this channel right here. I mean, he got me on here. I thought I was gonna be in here for 20 minutes and get off. And I'm about to get off in a little bit, but I get sucked in every time. DJ, it's your fault. You keep sucking me in when I think I got a little bit of time, but I stay longer because the synergy is so real. So man, hit the chat. Show love to the channel, man, because other channels doing it. DJ don't ask like that. I'm telling you, man, we need to normalize it. And I'm unapologetic because I'm a salesman by trade. If you don't ask, you do not receive. So I want to let y'all know, man, if y'all liking the content, y'all liking what DJ put out, put money towards it, because it's a real loot who run this shit, man. And I'm so glad to see him monetize and be amongst the big boys in this YouTube game.
Right on, bro. Right on. And
Facts.
That's what it's all about, man. We got to build these things out. We got to build these channels out. We got to grow this thing out. Even if I'm at 100 subs, I will not be satisfied. Let's get to 1 million. And they can say, hey, DJ, how can you get to 1 million? There's a lot of black folks. Not even just black folks. A lot of people who see realness in this world. If I could get enough of them, I'm cool. But even if I'm stuck at 50,000 subs, 100,000 subs, I can make that work too, because those are people who believe in the message. Shout out to Adam Hearn. He said, DJ, you the Dr. Umar Johnson of sports. I'm going to have to correct that. I'll say this. I'm me. I wouldn't say Dr. Umar, because Dr. Umar is a Pan-Africanist, and he believes that we got to go back to Africa, and America's not home. I see it a little different. We built America, so America owes us a lot. So I'm indebted to, I'm an African American, because we built this country and we created it into what it is today. Also, even our own people in Africa sold us. Let's not forget that. But shout out to Dr. Umar, good brother.
And African American or Moorish man owned slaves here in America. If y'all really want to get into some knowledge, and I love Rev for this, man. Me and Rev can riff on this all day. Black men owned slaves in this country. Y'all understand this. One of the 8 presidents before George Washington, and it was before it was officially the United States of America, one of which was a black man. So that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day. But we got to understand our lineage, our etymology, you know what I mean, on a higher scale, to DJ's point.
And Gamer says, I'm Asian. Hey, man, we accept all people. If you're about truth, this is the channel for you. We're a pro-truth channel.
Boom. And can I drop the name of the person who made us connected, DJ?
Yeah, you can drop that name.
Man, so you just want to seek knowledge and understand things, man. And he's kind of taking a YouTube hiatus for the last year. He does more Patreon. His name is Chronicles of Judah 144. And the first time I heard DJ, I knew he listened to the same channel. And that's what gravitated towards me. And we didn't know we both from Houston. And that's a fact. Me and DJ hit on so many levels, and that's why we so solid. A year later, no riffs, no nothing. A few, discussions about, what's what, but never a big deal. But we did share in learning knowledge from that channel. So I do got to show that other brother that credit for that. Chronicles of Judah 144, man. If you want to learn all about yourself.
Yeah, shout out to that brother. I like his channel because if you go in the comment sections, there's a lot of people who, I wouldn't say think a lot, but they believe what I believe. You get what I mean? They believe how the world works and nothing is too good as what it seems. And off camera, me and Hoop Jargon, we talk about real stuff. We talk about stuff we don't even talk about on the show. Just like me and Coach Joe. And once we get to 100 members of New Media Nation United, make sure to join. The join button is next to the subscribe button. Those videos will be super uncut, super unfiltered. And Coach Joe. Coach Joe gonna keep it 100.
Yeah, see, thank you, DJ, and Hoop Jargon as well, my brother. Basically, for those who the brother said he was Asian. Well, I'm not sure which brother said that. What we want to say to you, my brother, is this. This is the we want to impress upon you is this. Truth isn't local, and truth makes everybody free. So if you want to be free in your own being, free in your own mind, okay, then you must listen to and read and be around people that are espousing those ideas like we're espousing here. Freedom to think for yourself. Freedom to examine what is happening and not just accept it as is. See, that's what this is about. That's why I came. You see me and Hoop Jargon. You see me and him having a discussion, but you see it's a discussion that's based on love. The discussion is based on community. A discussion is based on truth. So neither one of us are offended by what the other person is saying, because we know that they're expressing what they see and what they've experienced. And who the heck do I think I am to say that they don't see it and they didn't see it and they didn't experience it? The same with you. So that's what this is about.
Right.
And we use in sports something that we all like. Nelson Mandela said when he first went to the first rugby, when the World Cup came to South Africa, the Rugby World Cup, and he went to it. A lot of black brothers and sisters over there in South Africa were mad at him when he put on that jersey, because they saw that jersey as a sign of oppression of the system and the purveyors of that system of apartheid. And he said, I understand that. And they're right about that. He said, but also we have to admit that sports brings people together. And I want my people to understand that they can wear this uniform too. And a lot of people don't know his story. Nelson Mandela was a boxer before he became a lawyer. He always loved sports because sports is a uniter. Because it's a thing in society that most is a meritocracy. And I pass.
Excellent, Coach. Read this. Bartrand says a lot of us did not come from Africa. Some of us were already here. Oh, you went there, didn't you? Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to my Haitians out there. Don't forget, one of the few revolutions back in the day to fight for their freedom. So I always have respect. And at the end of the day, we all brothers and sisters. No matter what side of the continent you are from, it's one love, it's one tribe, it's one family. Even the differences we have, but one family. And I'm gonna end this stream. But Coach, tomorrow, there's 2 games. Let me see. Pelicans are playing, right? And Hornets.
Well, I don't have access to my stuff. I'm just if you say so.
Yeah,
okay, I agree.
Now,
you got the times?
yeah. So the Pelicans play the Pistons. That's a trap game. I'm saying it right now. At 5, Hornets Suns at 6. So I'm gonna make a stream into one. You know, I work tomorrow, unfortunately, but I'm gonna make a stream into one. It will say Pelicans versus Pistons / Hornets versus Suns.
Okay, so I love that idea. So how we'll do it? How we'll do it is we'll start out with the Pelicans, and then when the Hornets come on, clearly we'll go over to the Hornets, and we'll just go back because if it gives us an hour, then we'll overlap a little bit. So the Hornets will end before. I mean, the Pelicans will end before the Hornets, unless there's overtime or something. And
Right.
and we can get both games in, and I'm gonna get a good night's sleep, and so I'm gonna be ready to go and fired up because the NBA is Melo and Lonzo tomorrow. Whoa, let's go.
Let's go, man. All praise to the Most High, man. Peace and love to the family in the chat, the subs. Coach Joe, thank you, my brother, for being on today. This was an amazing show. Man, I enjoyed it so much. And this is a brotherhood. This is a family. And this channel is destined for greatness. I truly believe that.
I like to just say one thing, DJ, and
Yes.
that's to the room, family in the room. Thank you so much. Appreciate your effort, appreciate your presence, all of your chats back and forth, and the energy that you give us. Believe you me, know this, that before I come into this room, okay, I am excited and turned on because of you guys. Okay, that's why I'm doing this. Because of you guys and DJ and Reb. That's why I'm doing this. So just know you are helping. You are the fans in the stands that the players are missing. But you are fans, and we ain't missing, because we ain't fans in the sense of fanatics like they have. We're fans in the sense that we fans of all of each other because we know we all have value. We know we all have something to give and something to offer, and it's a beautiful thing. So thank you, DJ, again for providing the environment with your time and your efforts here at DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, New Media, Nation United, for making this possible. Thank you, my brother.
Talk to him, Coach. Peace out.